Hey everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here with another Color Rush Studio video for you. Today I am playing along with the Day 5 sketch from 30 Days of Sketches, which is a Facebook group which has 30 days of sketches. So there's a new sketch for every day. This one's by Kristen, so thank you, Kristen, for the inspiration today. I'm using the Cozy Cottage main kit, bold kit, and the acrylic kit today. This is for the month of October 2025, and I'm sticking pretty closely to this sketch by just cutting out and creating a bunch of little strips that look kind of like banners across the top, and then I'm going to fill in a few on the bottom as well. So I'm alternating some of the papers from the bold kit here, and I've just cut them into little strips, not really caring about what size they were, if they were perfect or not. Some are about half an inch, some are a little larger. And then I've also used some of the fabric trims from the kit as well, which I absolutely love this month. I love a good set of trims and little frillies and frazzles. So these just go perfectly with the colors in this kit and for fall. So I really loved mixing them in along with my little banner pieces, and I'm just tucking them in and just kind of gluing them down and distressing the edges as I go. And then I'm tucking in these little bits and pieces of the frazzle ribbons as well. I'm actually going to pull out my sewing machine and do a little bit of machine stitching on this layout as well, down some of these banner pieces, just kind of random. I'm not going to do every single one, but I'm just going to make little random stitches down some of these, and definitely down these little fabric pieces as well to help hold them in place. And I'm just using mostly my tape runner for these, and for the fabric pieces, I am gluing those down with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which will dry clear, and it has a very nice hold to it, so I don't have to worry about it coming up later on in my books. So I've got my little frazzles here. I really like this one. It's kind of a lighter color, but I forgot to mix some in at the top, so I'm kind of making some room for it here. And then I'm going to add a strip in at the bottom as well. So I'm just gluing down this other fabric one here before I throw this at my sewing machine. And I'm going to go ahead and map my photo using another one of the papers from this kit. And I really like this little plaid design on this one, so I'm going to use that to map my photo. I've already have it matted with some white cardstock, but I like to do double mats or add some additional layers behind my photos, so I added that pattern paper as well. And then these little cute pumpkins, they are so sweet. I'm going to add those, the little wood ones, and then here is the finished sewing on there. I had a little problem getting my camera to focus so you could see that, but hopefully you got the idea. I just did some machine stitching with some white thread down some of those little banner strips, and then I'm pulling out my manual die cutting machine at this point. I just want to cut a little border piece. This is from a die set from Hey Little Magpie, and it just has some different border designs, so I just cut a strip of this. I was going to add it at the top of my photo, but I actually liked it a lot better with the bottom of my photo, so I ended up just using it down there. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down with some Nuvo glue, get my photo in place, and I'm going to add this Hello Pumpkin acrylic from the acrylic kit this month, which is just beautiful. It's like the perfect shade of orange to go with this and to go with the pumpkins in my photos. I did a little photo shoot when my daughter was turning 1, I think, or 2. No, this is 2, because she's a little bit bigger here. So when she turned 2, I did a photo shoot at it's like a little pumpkin patch farm stand that was just a little roadside thing in our area. And I drove over and they had the cutest little displays for photos. So I just snapped some photos of her as she was just kind of exploring, and it turned out so sweet and cute. And these photos were just perfect for this layout today. So I decided to use that acrylic that says Hello Pumpkin, and then these cute little die cuts from the kit, and these puffy little fabric hearts, which I think is my favorite thing from this kit. I love the ribbons and frazzles, but those little puffy fabric hearts are my favorite thing. I absolutely love them. I wish I had a set of like 100 of them, because I would use them on literally every single layout. I've got some stamps here, so I'm pulling out some LE Studio stamps at this point. I'm going to add this on to my layout. I just wanted some stamping on my layout for the journaling section because the sketch design had a section on the left for journaling. I'm going to tuck it in a little bit closer to my photos so that it's kind of in that cluster. I am a big cluster scrapbooker. I usually group things together a lot, so that's my typical style. I don't tend to spread things out and fill a page. I like to have some white space if I can help it, and I am going to just kind of jive with that and add a little label up top here. I just stamped blessed on there with some black ink, and then I'm going to grab some inks from the stamp market here from my stash and then stamp a whole bunch of phrases as my journaling on this page, just to follow that same sketch design. The design had the title down here at the bottom of the photo. I'm just applying a little bit of pressure to help adhere my acrylic piece down and make sure it's stuck down good. I did use the Deluxe Nouveau adhesive for that as well. And then here I'm just grabbing some gold splatter. This is by Kaiser Craft. It's just a gold splatter mist or shimmer mist, I think it's called. And I just use that with the nozzle to just flick on some paint to add some gold splatters to this layout and just kind of break that white space up a little bit and prep it for my stamping. And then I'm still adding little bits and pieces to these banners. I just love adding all the layers and all different things. I had a couple little bits and pieces of this border strip left that I cut out from my die cutting machine, so I decided to pop them in up here, and I'm just kind of tucking them in and gluing them down in place. I have a couple of the floral bits that I've pulled out of the die cut ephemera pack. I'm going to use a couple of those on here around my acrylic pieces. Again, I am a user and a recycler, so I do tend to use up all of my little bits that I trim and cut down. So you see I stuffed that little border piece at the top of my photo because I had that left over. And then I love these little fabric flowers, so I'm going to add a couple of those around my photo. And then this is my stamping. I'm just using a couple inks by the stamp market called Dijon and Rusty, and some stamps by LE Studio. So I'm just going to stamp a whole bunch of word phrases here. I kind of repeat my phrases. I like to do that just to add some repetition in there and just get some color variation in the two colors. Sometimes I'll do a second gen stamping where I stamp once with the ink pad and then I stamp again without re-inking because it's a little bit lighter that way and just adds a little bit of variant in the color. So that's just something I like to do. I went ahead and glued down my little pumpkin at the top and my fabric little heart. And then here I'm just grabbing some thread and some glue dots. I'm going to go ahead and glue my little pumpkins down at the bottom. They're wood veneer and they come in a little wood veneer kit. Within these kits, there's 2 different packs of them. One comes in the main kit and then the other one comes in the bold kit, and the one wood veneer kit features mainly apples and then this one has the pumpkins in it. So I'm just twiddling a little bit of thread to add behind those and then up here at the top of my photo. So here's what the finished layout turned out like. Make sure you hop along the playlist for 30 days of sketches, which is listed below in my description for you. And if you want to grab these beautiful kits from Color Rush Studio, I will link those down below in the description for you as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.